taught to me, but I've got my own way of doing it. That's, you know, that's how jiu-jitsu is. After a while, you fit a move to your body type, you work it into your game, and it becomes yours. You can be better at it than the guy that showed you. And I've got a series of them. If one doesn't work, I go to another one. So I'm going to start with my primary one, which is I want the underhook on Sean. So as I chest into him, the first thing I do is flatten him, and then I move this elbow and put my head here. I don't want to have to, because I'm going to start to pass soon, and he's going to be using his hand to try to stuff my knee back in, mess me up. So rather than be worried with his hand, I like to put my head right in the armpit. And if he's a super strong guy, I might use this sort of as extra insurance that he can't get the arm away. He can't reach over my back and do what he needs to do. He needs to come through here. So when I get the underhook here, the first thing I do is I put head right in the armpit. Not here, here. And then I'm going to step on his leg here. See what I've done? I've stepped on his leg. Sometimes I'll hold the elbow, sometimes I'll do this. I'm going to lift, use this leg now to jaw my other one out as I twist my stomach here. Here. Come up and down, it's whatever he does with the arm. If I can get it over, an overhook, I'd like to have this. If he's hiding it in my hip, typically I'll catch a little piece of cloth out of here on the elbow. And even with the strongest guy, you're going to be able to lift it up to get your leg here. I'm not trying to overpower his arm. I just want my leg under it. So if he's here, I'll start with some sort of outside grip. This was hard to lift. So you want to catch it right here where the arm bends. And I sort of drive into him as I lift to get that. And I may keep it or I may decide to change positions. So we're in the half guard. He's on his side. If the underhook's available, I'm going to take it now and use my chest to flatten him out. Right away move that and get here. I don't want to stay on this side. He's a deep half guard player. He could be diving in now. I missed my moment. Block that elbow. I'm not trying to hold it. It's just a block. And I put my head here. Now, it's really important that you understand what this foot does. I'm going to look at you guys so I can talk, but I would never take my head out of here. Look, that's what I want. See, I'm wrapping my foot around his leg. I'm not doing this. There's no control here. I form to his foot. Okay? Now again, remember my head is here. If he's super strong, he's like pushing me down, then I do it this way. I lift. As I lift, you can see this leg start to draw out. I get right about here and I turn. And he just can't hold me anymore. Now, the rest of my position is going to depend on exactly how he behaves for me just doing that. Okay? If he starts to push on me with this arm, yeah, that's good. I'm going to make this grip. If he pushes the top shoulder, I'm going to weave through and get this grip. Okay, in both cases I go here, whether I'm overhooked or he's hiding the elbow. If he's hiding the elbow, pinch up some cloth near the elbow, and I sort of push into him as I say, just to lift here, resist me. This resist me. Keep your elbow. Yeah, this I can still probably overpower Sean, but that was hard. But if I use this to roll him, look, I'm going to roll him. I can get under there. That means that that's going to be in my range instead of hidden under my hip the whole match. It's a possibility I could get the overhook or an arm lock if it's up on my leg. So again, I'm here, half guard, right? Let's assume for this first part that I can get the underhook. I'm going to cover what you can do if you can't get it later. So let's assume right now that either he's sloppy, not as experienced as I am, or I caught him in a bad moment. I come in here, and I use my chest to flatten him. As soon as he's flat, I shift to here. As I shift, I move his arm away from his body and get my head here. And now look, I find his knee. You gotta find it. Usually, you're looking right at it, so it shouldn't be so hard to catch here. And I'm sort of on top of it a little bit. I'm not like here on the floor. This is okay. I like to be a little bit more on top of it. All right? And again, my head would be here. I'm going to draw this out by pushing off here. Strong guy, I like to block the elbow too. And look, as I lift,
Right about now, my knee is touching the back of his leg. I start to turn as my knee comes through, and my foot is now laid sideways. Look at my foot. That's why it's so hard for him to hold it, because my foot is coming through sideways, see? My foot is parallel with his leg. If you don't turn your foot straight up and down, my heel is caught in the back of his hamstring here. Look at my foot. My toes, insteps, caught under this leg and hamstring, and my heel's in the other hamstring. It's like a fishing hook. I'm pulling in a circle. He ain't going anywhere. Look. But when you learn how to turn your stomach this way, it turns your foot sideways. And then you just drag it through the meat of his leg. So I'm here and I was able to get the underhook, and I just keep sliding, look, until I connect, and as I push he has to go flat, and then right here I don't push the head. It's another technique. I push out the elbow. I back myself up, stick my head right in his armpit. Now I gotta find his knee. I might have to push it with my hand to get to it. And then I'd like to come back up here. Look at my knee. I start to come up in the air now, look. And I twist. And I come out. If I can get the overhook, I will. If he defends, I get here. And if I can overpower the guy, I get my leg under. If I can't overpower the guy, I'm going here. Then I'm going to switch to this.